Mabuhay Manila, Pope here. Today we have the Samsung Galaxy M23 5G. This is one of Samsung's stylish and affordable smartphones that sports a 5G connectivity. The Galaxy M23 5G is equipped with a 50 megapixel triple camera setup, Snapdragon 720G 5G, and a 5000 mAh of battery. Today we will talk about its specs and see some of its ups and downs. Let's begin. As you can see, the Samsung Galaxy M23 5G we have is the orange copper variant. Its back is made out of polycarbonate plastic that has a semi-curved design and has a matte finish. On top of the frame, we have the microphone. On the left side are the dual SIM slot as well as the dedicated memory slot for expandable storage. On the right are the volume rockers and the side-mounted fingerprint scanner which is built into the power button. And lastly, at the bottom are the headphone jack, USB-C charging port, and the stereo speaker. The build is actually quite sturdy and it only weighs 198 grams, so it is relatively easy to carry. Holding the device is actually comfortable to the hand, and not just that, it also sports a premium look and vibe, which is a good thing. Now let's move forward to its display. Surprisingly, Samsung didn't use the AMOLED panel for the Galaxy M23. Instead, they opted for a 120Hz refresh rate display. It boasts a 6.6-inch Full HD Plus TFT LCD display. It is quite a bummer since Samsung is one of the best AMOLED display manufacturers. If it is a price a bit lower, the TFT LCD panel would be acceptable, but like I mentioned earlier, to compensate for that, they instead paired it with a 120Hz refresh rate. For its display quality, you can see the sharpness and the punchiness of colors. One of the downside here, I think, is that they are still using the traditional dewdrop notch instead of a punch hole cutout. Now speaking of cameras, the Galaxy M23 5G is equipped with a triple camera setup which consists of a 50 megapixel main, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and 2 megapixel for its macro. The 50 megapixel main cam outputs a decent image, colors are sharp and vibrant, and it is also crispy and details are quite good. Taking photos outdoors and indoors pretty much shows the same result. No deep shadows or deep blacks, and the exposure is balanced. However, when it comes to portrait mode, the edge detection is not that accurate. Although the colors are great since it uses the same 50 megapixel lens, it outputs a sharp and detailed result with a balanced exposure as well. Switching to its selfie cameras, outputs are great with true-to-life skin tones and has a decent amount of clarity. As for video recording, it can shoot up to 4K at 30 FPS, but the 1080p can only shoot 30 FPS as well, which is quite a bummer. There's also a stabilization feature included but can only be activated if we are shooting at 1080p at 30 FPS. Now let's move forward to its performance. Apart from being a mid-level smartphone, it manages to offer a decent performance. The Samsung Galaxy M23 is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 750G 5G 8nm process packed with an Adreno 619 GPU. It runs on Android 12 coupled with One UI 4.1 operating system. Like we mentioned earlier, with its 120Hz refresh rate, we experience the smoothness of app switching and especially scrolling throughout the display. There are no pre-installed applications, which is a good sign, and the configuration of this device is 128GB of internal storage and 4GB of RAM, which can be boosted up to 6GB via the RAM Plus feature, which works the same way as the RAM expansion. As for gaming, we are not satisfied with its performance because we experience frame drops while playing Mobile Legends with the max out settings. However, the colors and resolutions are still lovely and animations are still visible during clashes. Furthermore, we tried playing Call of Duty Mobile with high resolution graphics on a multiplayer. Throughout the game, the movement of each character is smooth and accurate if it is at medium rate. However, it is noticeable that the game stutters when the frame rate is at maximum, especially when there are several opponents. As for Honkai Impact, the graphics and the colors are great, everything looks vivid. It offers a decent performance when it comes to Honkai, but there are some noticeable frame drops when we start playing it. Now let's move on to its battery. The Samsung Galaxy M23 5G houses a 5000 mAh of battery. The battery life of this phone can last a day or more depending on how you use it. With continuous intensive use, the battery may last up until 12 hours. As for its charging, the 5000 mAh of battery is paired with a 25-watt fast charging. Using up the device from 0 to 100% took us about 1 hour and 27 minutes. Overall, for the price of 16,990 pesos, the Samsung Galaxy M23 5G does have some ups and downs. Yes, it does have the 5G connectivity, a good camera, decent performance, and a solid and sturdy build. The brand name Samsung can be enough to justify the overall value of the phone. However, the specs of the Galaxy M23 5G are quite underwhelming as per its pricing. So if you are a fan of Samsung, this might be a good buy for you, but not for those who are on a tight budget. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you will be updated with our future contents. Also, don't forget to visit manilashaker.com for more tech news, reviews, and comparison of the latest device. Once again, this is Pope, and mabuhay Manila!